San Bernardino Elementary School reopens about a week after the shooting. CSUN students head to Costa Rica to learn about study abroad programs. And the LA River gets a cleanup.
This is Valley View News.
Welcome to Valley View News. I am Nick Torres.
And I'm Sharon Carrillo.
North Park Elementary has reopened a week after a deadly shooting on the San Bernardino campus. Enhanced security measures will also take effect following pleas from parents to improve safety on the campus. The visitor restrictions come after Cedric Anderson, the estranged husband of special education teacher Karen Smith, entered the school and killed her and an 8-year-old boy. The superintendent for the school says teachers and staff expressed a desire to resume classes. The district encouraged its employees to wear red in solidarity.
A gas leak at a construction site on the USC campus triggered the evacuation of the 7-story business building. USC officials asked students and staff to avoid Alcazar and Soto streets near the health science campus. The gas leak was reported to be on the main campus.
For nearly 30 years, the Friends of the Los Angeles River, or FOLAR, has been devoted to restoring the LA River's natural habitat. For this year's Earth Month, the organization is expecting thousands of volunteers to help clean the LA River. Valley View reporter Jordan Williams has more.
From barbecue pits to deteriorated mattresses to just plain trash. You name it, and volunteers were picking it up. Hundreds of people showed up to the first Saturday of 3 for this year's Friends of Los Angeles River cleanup. Volunteer Juan Andrade believes cleaning the river has a big effect on the larger community.
It's not Los Angeles, it's for everyone. You know, all this trash that gets washed up in here gets washed up to the ocean, so that helps, helps the wildlife in the ocean.
CSUN student Nicholas Part believes that volunteers are making a difference, but thinks people should focus more on a large-scale solution.
It also makes me think of like the plastic bag ban, and I think that might be a step in the right direction, maybe not necessarily the solution to this problem.
FOLAR's Vice President Shelly Backlar says the cleanup is a fun get-together.
It's like a work party. Literally, we've got live music. We've got people from all over the place coming today. We had over 800 people pre-registered. That's a record.
FOLAR Chairman M.K. O'Connell says it's important for people to care about the river.
This is a great public asset, and it cuts right through the center of the city. It's not the beach all the way on the west side. It's not the mountains all the way on the sort of north or east.
Once all the trash was gathered, it was sorted into mini categories like cigarette butts, paper, clothes, and some unusual, bulkier items.
Shopping carts were one of the more commonly found pieces of trash at this year's Los Angeles River cleanup. In Balboa for Valley View News, I'm Jordan Williams.
Metro will start charging riders $3 to park at the North Hollywood and Universal City Red Line. Metro says the problem was that non-commuters have previously used the lot for free. Parkers will need a valid tap card and have to enter their license plate number at the machine in order to verify that the payment was received. The fee will cover parking for 24 hours, and a $53 citation will be issued for those who fail to pay.
The Department of Motor Vehicles is investigating illegal parking reserved for the disabled. In the last 3 years, the state agency handed out nearly 2,000 citations. DMV data shows that number is increasing every year. DMV Commander Randy Vera said it's not uncommon for people who are caught to say the disabled place card belongs to a spouse. The owner of the place card must be in the car when it's parked. A citation can cost an offender $200 to $1,000.
Hundreds of people gathered to raise funds for families with 6 children at the annual Walk for Kids event in Orange County. Valley View News reporter Jennifer Montiel has a story.
Whether it's on foot or on wheels, the walk provides support to families with 6 children. Annie Benani is a volunteer for the Ronald McDonald Foundation.
It's early, but it's worth it, and everybody is so sweet.
The walk is more personal to some than others.
This is our 6th time coming. About 6 years ago, our daughter was at CHOC for 2.5 months. She has a stomach condition, and CHOC took really good care of her. They made us feel comfortable.
Many families with labeled t-shirts and colorful accessories come to represent their loved ones.
We came to support my aunt's son that passed away, and she was at the Ronald McDonald's house for quite some months.
The Ronald McDonald Foundation expects to fundraise around $300,000 this year.
810 people attended today. I am Jennifer Montiel in Anaheim for Valley View News.
San Diego's Chicano Park has a new mural that has people talking. The mural shows a worker sending money back to his family in Mexico while being strangled by two hands. One hand represents the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and the other represents Mexican government officials. Some people say the mural is offensive and anti-American. The artist says he is showing the oppression of many minorities living in today's world.
President Trump's proposed wall may seal off some Americans on the Mexican side of the border. Plans for the wall would block off small parts of the U.S. along the Rio Grande Valley. Some Americans own land in those small parts. The Rio Grande Valley in Texas forms the southernmost point of the U.S.-Mexico border. Trump says the wall would be built to stop migrants entering illegally and bringing with them a flow of drugs and crime. The 300-mile stretch along the Rio Grande Valley is the most active zone for the Border Patrol.
Students from all over the United States and Central America attended the 12th anniversary of the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities, HACU. Our reporter Josue Bran traveled to Costa Rica and tells us more about this event.
8 California State University Northridge students were selected to travel to San Jose, Costa Rica to participate in the event. The conference offered workshops along with information on student, international exchanges, finance, and leadership seminars. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security was also present at the conference, offering information on applying for student visas.
So the first thing that you need to do is you actually need to be admitted to a university, and that university, college or university, has to be accredited and it's accredited by Immigration and Customs Enforcement's CSUN program to be an institution that accepts international students. So that's incredibly important.
CSUN students attend different workshops and took advantage of networking opportunities.
My favorite workshop was called Globalizing Community College.
What I learned from being here was that there are a lot of opportunities that cater to these students' needs. It's just a matter of working through the system and the process that it takes to get enrolled in these programs.
I felt really connected with them. Like, I made some friends, and some really lifelong friends.
For more than 30 years, the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities has represented 450 campuses throughout the U.S., Puerto Rico, Latin America, and Spain to bring students from different universities together in San Jose, Costa Rica. Josue Brand, Valley View News.
A fourth journalist in just under 2 months has been killed in Mexico. Reporter Maximino Rodriguez was shot outside of a shopping center in La Paz, coastal city of Baja California Sur. Rodriguez wrote about corruption in politics and crimes for the news organization Perecu Collective. Rodriguez's death is the latest in a string of violent attacks on journalists in Mexico. Mexico is the world's third most dangerous country for journalists. Mexico's Human Rights Commission is sending investigators to La Paz to monitor the police investigation of the killing.
Last weekend, people from across the country took to the streets to demand the release of Donald Trump's tax returns. Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, Washington, and about 200 other cities saw large numbers of demonstrators. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer says Trump hasn't released his tax returns because he is under audit.
The president is under audit. It's a routine one. It continues. And I think that the American public know clearly where he stands. This was something that he made very clear during the election cycle.
Trump believes Americans don't care about his tax returns and that the protesters were paid. But polls show 74% of Americans do want him to release them, and more than 1 million people have signed a petition in demanding. Every president in the last 40 years has made his tax returns public.
Vice President Mike Pence declared an end to the strategic patience policy on North Korea. He visited the demilitarized zone border between South and North Korea. He stopped in South Korea while touring Asia. He warned North Korea not to test the strength of U.S. armed. His visit comes a day after North Korea's test missile launch failed.
Some conservative Catholics say Pope Francis may be overturning centuries of doctrines on divorce. One critic is the Pope's own doctrinal chief, Gerard Mueller, who is known as the most powerful man in the Vatican. He opposed the Pope's decision to alter the Church's ban on divorced and civilly remarried Catholics taking communion. Pope Francis has implied the ban could be relaxed, but Mueller says if the divorced are remarried civilly, they contradict God's law.
The kids' excitement was undeniable in Burbank. As Valley View's Ashley LaRue shows us, these kids knew what Easter tradition they liked best.
More than 25,000 plastic eggs were laid across the lawn this morning in anticipation for one of LA's biggest Easter egg hunts. Each kid will get one Easter bag to collect as many eggs as they can get their hands on.
The kids anxiously waited in line for the countdown. They all got colored wristbands to participate in the egg hunt. They raced to the field while their parents stayed behind to capture the moment on their phones. Afterwards, many of the children waited in line to meet Disney Channel stars. They got autographs from Stuck in the Middle actors Malachi Barton and Kayla Masonette. Others took family photos with the Easter Bunny. But the highlight? The Easter egg hunt. Reporting for Valley View News, Ashley LaRue.
When we come back, a recap of the first week of the NBA playoffs.
And the reveal of Jackie Robinson's statue at the Dodger Stadium.
Can't let him make a... Dude, you better not be illegally downloading movies again. I don't want a virus on my computer. Seriously.
Yes!
Got it.
They got it. What an idiot.
When you rip off copyrighted material, someone could be ripping you off.
What the... Where's my money?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning. Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay, but remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Amazon has announced 5,000 temporary at-home customer service jobs. The jobs will pay $2.75 more than minimum wage. The positions will only last 6 months. Amazon's announcement is part of a labor market trend of so-called binge hiring, or hiring numerous people short-term.
Every spring, Ventura comes alive with its annual street fair. Here's Valley View News reporter Samantha Schenkel for more on the story.
The biggest draw is the Champagne Walk. For $50, guests can stroll venue to venue to sample various types of wine, champagne, and craft beers. Some stores hired bands to attract customers to their tasting location, while other store owners provided snacks. In between tasting locations, guests can dance to live DJs and enjoy performers. Deborah Stevens enjoyed herself.
Oh my gosh, just the festivities, the sampling of the tastings, the different types of champagnes, and niblets.
The Champagne Walk is not a stroll in the park for everyone. Security guard Terry Chemnitz says that most of the problems here are caused by a full bladder.
The craziest incident was people cutting in line trying to go to the bathroom.
In addition to the Champagne Festival, Ventura hosts a number of other similar events. Ricardo says he attends as many as he can.
Ventura County is the best. They have an awesome beer festival every year, California Beer Festival, excellent to come to. They have so many people here.
Downtown Ventura will also be hosting a tequila and taco festival in July. This is Samantha Schenkel in Ventura for Valley View News.
Now let's go to Eric K. back on the latest in sports.
Thanks, Nick. The Los Angeles Dodgers unveiled a statue of Jackie Robinson outside of Dodger Stadium on Jackie Robinson Day. Robinson's statue is of his signature moment, sliding and stealing home plate. The statue is on the reserve level on the third base side, the most trafficked Dodger entry. Recently retired Dodger broadcaster Vin Scully, new Laker president Magic Johnson, and baseball icon Frank Robinson were just some who were in attendance. Dodger president and CEO Stan Kasten says he's planning a whole series of statues honoring Dodger greats, and this is just the first. The Los Angeles Defenders played in Game 3 of the D-League Western Conference semifinals against the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. The Defenders came out flat, and the Vipers came out hot. RGV outscored LA 14-4 in the first 4 minutes of the game. The Defenders shook off their bad start and did all they could to keep their season alive. They battled back late after trailing by 19 in the second quarter. Vanderblue led the way with 29 points. David Nwamba added 26. Along with them, guard Josh Majette finished with 30 points, 14 assists, and 5 3-pointers. Majette, Blue, and Nwamba led a 15-5 Defender run, which cut the Vipers' lead to a mere 1 point in the fourth quarter. The highlight of the game for LA was Blue's monster transition one-handed hammer dunk that left the crowd going nuts. But in the end, it was just too much Vipers. They pulled away late after hitting clutch shot after clutch shot and after a couple defender miscues. A technical foul was called on Majette after hitting the ball after he made a basket with a minute and change left. And Blue fouled out on a silly loose ball foul with 47 seconds left. Blue left the arena without speaking to the media immediately after the game. Majette, Nwaba, and coach Kobe Carl reflected on their 34-win second-place season.
You know, we felt like we had a team that could win a championship, but you know, I just think it shows that we care, and you know, we've been through a lot together after getting to the finals last year.
I mean, it happens, and yeah, I mean, we're all going to keep in touch, and I'm glad, you know, great group of guys that I met.
I mean, we had a group of guys that deserve call-ups, and so that's something that, you know, that's definitely a reflection that I'm going to have and try to get better at.
Former NBA coach George Karl was in attendance to watch his son Kobe coach the Defenders. Laker coach Luke Walton was in attendance again to watch Nwaba play. The Lakers recalled him immediately for the remaining 2 games of their season. The Rio Grande Valley Vipers are currently playing the Oklahoma City Blue in the Western Conference Finals. Now, the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls played in Game 1 of their best-of-7 first-round series this past Sunday. Celtics All-Star Isaiah Thomas played with a heavy heart. His 22-year-old sister, China Thomas, died in a car accident in their home state of Washington. And we'll pick up the action late in the third. Isaiah and 1 to get Boston the lead at 4. But we move to the end of the third. Now Jimmy Butler with 2 threes that sealed the game for the Chicago Bulls. And they went on to win this game 106-102 to steal Game 1 in Boston. Before they played this game, Boston held a moment of silence for Thomas's sister, China. Thomas played Game 1 with R.I.P. Lil Sis and I Love You written on his shoes. The Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder played in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series. Former teammates James Harden and Russell Westbrook, now the MVP candidates, look ready to go. And we'll pick up the action midway through the second quarter. A deep 3 by Westbrook gets it to go and puts the OKC up 2. And now, Late in the third, James, can I have this dance? Ennis, gets by him with the layup. Too much sauce, he's cooking now. And we'll move to late in the fourth quarter now. It's a 25-point game. Step back, patent three for Harden, gets it to go, and they win 118-87. James Harden looked like the MVP in this one, finishing with 37 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Westbrook had 22 points and 11 rebounds to lead the Thunder. And that's all for sports. Now back to you.
The Hispanic community in Huntington Park hosted its 24th annual Spring Carnival. Michael Ramirez has the story.
The carnival featured rides, plenty of food, drinks, and live music. Thousands attended the festival, many with their families. Elia Aguilar came with her husband.
What I've done so far, I ate a funnel cake, I went in the shooting range, the basketball.
One of the biggest challenges was touching a snake. Some were brave, others were not. Ricardo Pineda was one of the few men that was not scared.
Why not? It's a nice pet, it's beautiful, I like animals. It was nice, I never felt a snake on me before, so it was cool.
Besides all the delicious food, games, and animals, there was a health center for people to check their blood pressure. Moises is the director of the health clinic.
This event is for the Hispanic community, which unites and helps us learn more about our culture.
The Spring Carnival was one of many events that the city of Huntington Park will host this year. Michael Ramirez, Valley V News.
When we come back, we'll take a look at Coachella's first weekend.
And Prince Harry opens up about his mental health after his mother's death.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude? I'm loving your jacket.
Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
In Atlanta, a 5-year-old boy died after getting caught between a table and a wall in a rotating rooftop restaurant. The boy was at the Sundial restaurant with his parents. The restaurant rotates to give people a panoramic view of the city. Police say the child became caught in a 4 to 5 inch space as the floor moved. Although the floor automatically stopped as it's supposed to when something gets caught, the boy suffered serious head injuries and was taken to a hospital where he later died.
More and more crimes are showing up on social media. Last week in Cleveland, police say Steve Steffens committed a homicide and posted it on Facebook. Police say Steffens shot a 74-year-old man after a fight with a girlfriend. Last month in Chicago, 6 people raped a teenage girl and streamed it live on Facebook to some 40 people, none of whom called the police. And earlier this year in downtown Los Angeles, an aspiring actor committed suicide in his car after threatening to kill himself on Facebook Live.
A 36-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of stealing hundreds of phones at Coachella. Authorities say victims helped police track down the thief by using the app Find My iPhone. Officials say the suspect had more than 100 phones in his backpack. Some were returned to their owners and others were turned into the lost and found. The suspect faces grand theft and possession of stolen property charges.
Let's now head to Julia Espinoza for the latest in entertainment.
Thank you. The annual Coachella Music Festival featured Radiohead, Lady Gaga, and Kendrick Lamar. Lady Gaga premiered her new song, The Cure, during her Saturday performance last weekend, but it was Lamar who surprised the crowd. He performed from his newest album, Damn, just 48 hours after it was released. The festival is continuing this weekend and is expected to generate $90 million in revenue. Prince Harry opened up about his pain nearly 20 years after his mother's death. Harry revealed he was very close to a complete breakdown on numerous occasions and endured years of chaos after Princess Diana was killed in a car crash. However, it wasn't until after his brother Prince William and others told him he ought to seek help that he finally did. The prince was just 12 years old when his mother died. An investigation following the death of Prince found prescription medications, including opioids, throughout his house in Minnesota. The opioids were under the name Kirk Johnson, his longtime friend and estate manager. Documents reveal that a doctor agreed in prescribing the pills under a different name for privacy. Medical examiners ruled his death an accidental overdose. But authorities say their investigation continues. Now back to you.
Sun's out, corgis out. The stubby four-legged dogs took over Huntington Beach. Valley View News reporter Susanna Guzman caught up with her furry friends.
Corgis and other dogs are on their way to a day full of adventures, but this day is set aside for corgis. It's Corgi Day at Huntington Beach. The day began with a talent contest where corgis showed off their cool tricks. The crowd's favorite was Napoleon, who performed a variety of moves. A corgi mother says that she enjoys coming to every Corgi Beach Day.
We come about 3 times a year. Halloween's our favorite time.
Corgis enjoyed playing in the water with other furry friends. Callie McLemore is a co-organizer for Corgi Day, and she says her favorite part is everyone coming together to share a common interest.
People are friends, people hang out, they make a point to sit in each other's tents and catch up from the last Corgi Beach Day, so it's a really cool community of people that have just become friends.
The day continued with more events such as Best Costume and a limbo contest. Different booths were also set up throughout the beach, selling corgi merchandise, as well as a water station for the thirsty breed.
If you missed April's Corgi Beach Day, there are still 2 more dates to come, in July and in October. In Huntington Beach, I'm Susanna Guzman, and this is Maddie for Valley View News.
Oh, who doesn't love a Corgi Beach?
Absolutely. Thank you for watching Valley View News. I am Nick Torres.
And I'm Sharon Carrillo.